Hi, this is Noel. We're at America Fest 2021, and we are here now with Blake Marnell. He is known to many as Brick Suit. I think you've seen him at all the rallies for Trump. He's around town also at many events. This one being Turning Point USA's event. And hi, Blake. Thanks for stopping by.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
Well, I've seen you now. He doesn't know it because he sees thousands of people, but I have seen him at least 4 times. I live here in Arizona. So we have a few pictures. I'm going to start doing a little scrapbook, I think, of him separate from my other pictures. It might turn into some weird shrine. I'm not sure. But that's another day. So just let me tell you something about him. We see him as the man in the brick suit, but you know what? He is an actual person. He is living, he's from San Diego. He's been there most of his life since he was a young boy. So he's our neighbor. And you might have seen him called up on stage in Monsterville, Pennsylvania, when Trump pulled him up, and that kind of set his whole skyrocketing.
Totally, unplanned.
Yep.
I mean, nobody at my work knew I was a Trump supporter.
Right.
I didn't even know that rally was happening. And I bought this suit because I had a vacation planned.
Right.
I was going into DC, and I bought this just to trigger leftists in DC.
Perfect.
And then I went to that rally because it got announced the day before I left for DC.
Wow.
And I went to that rally. I got in the front row. He pulls me up. I get back to San Diego at work, and when you get doxxed by the president, you have to own it.
Of course.
Since then, I've just continued to be active in the suit.
And that was around February 2019. So he's been doing this for a couple of years now. It looks like it's not going to stop because we know who's going to come back around the area too, hopefully soon, President Trump. So you might be, I don't know, maybe you'll be in his cabinet holding up like the brick wall of his cabinet. You could blend in. You could be great Secret Service at that point.
I've been saying this. If he's back in office in 2024, I'm going to throw my resume in for somewhere in the staff. Who knows where it is?
That's amazing. Yeah. See how that works? We'd love to see that too. Because obviously you're a patriot. Mm-hmm. You love America. Mm-hmm. That makes perfect sense. And what other events are you going to be going to now coming up in the new year?
Well, I think that I do try to make as many Trump rallies as I can. Some people say that I'm at all of them, but I'm not. So, but I make all the ones that I can. And I would really, if he comes to Nevada, which I think he will do to support Laxalt. I'm definitely going to there, and other candidates as well.
Right.
I'm envision that he'll come back to Arizona to support Carrie Lake.
I would hope
Carrie
so.
Lake is my second favorite politician in America right now.
We like Carrie Lake too.
And her views on the border are like even better than mine. I mean, using state funds to complete the wall on state land and daring the DOJ to come down and stop her and stuff like that. Perfect example of the execution of federalism in the way it should be. Arizona has a right to determine what's going on with its own borders.
Right.
That's
right. There's security and safety for
they
all the
don't,
people
they don't have to
here.
say, oh, we can't do anything. Our hands are tied. Wait for the federal government to save us from the influx of drugs and human trafficking. So to take those steps is something that I really admire Carrie Lake for.
Yeah, I was mentioning to somebody yesterday that Greg Abbott put the wall up. He's starting to do it on his own, and I'm hoping the trickle down effect will move over here in Arizona as well. I kind of feel it will. Once somebody sets a tone on the right direction, more people are likely to follow. So we hope that's going to happen as well. I know Carrie Lake, we're hoping she gets in office as well for governor. That would be amazing for our state.
And even DeSantis in Florida is showing an example of not a border state, but let's face it, every state in America is a border state because once the drugs cross, they go everywhere.
So you might not have seen the news this morning. I haven't seen it in 4 days myself, but actually Jupiter, Florida, I think it was yesterday, a small fishing boat pulled up onto shore. 29 people from Colombia and South America jumped off the boat, came up on shore, ran. A man in a lounge chair was on his phone, panicking, I think calling 911 at that point. So they are a border state now.
Okay.
It's just not a hard border. It's a soft beach border, but nonetheless, they're actually dropping people off in boats. That's new. Hopefully, I'm sure DeSantis will get that in check rather quickly.
But one thing I liked is the carrier companies that are bringing illegal migrants, illegal aliens into Florida, DeSantis is having the state stop doing business with them. So he's executing the powers of his state fiscally to to really dissuade people from doing that.
Negative punishment, actually,
Right. I mean, if you're gonna do that to our state, we're not gonna do business with you. Perfect prerogative to do that.
It's a great way to go. So hopefully that will go across, like we say, our southern states here and in California. Maybe you never know what's going to happen. I mean, anything can happen. I think 21 and 20 taught us, if nothing else, anything can happen at any time in our world, in our nation. So we can always hope and pray because everything's possible.
The key to California is going to be local.
That's right.
It's going to be local. You've got to get your local base, you get school boards, I don't want to call them low-level positions because there's no low-level position. They're important.
They're
but
important.
Locally in California is the only way that the state's going to get turned around.
That's right. That's right. So we hope for that too for California, their neighbor, and we want them to thrive as well, just like we are here in Arizona. So let's get back to you.
Okay.
And how can people find you?
The best way to find me is on Twitter right now. I'm at brick_suits, a little line down there, brick_suit for obvious reasons. And on Instagram, it's just bricksuit.
Alrighty, so you guys can find him at both those places, and we thank you so much for being with us today.
Absolutely, my pleasure.
It was nice to meet you.
Yeah, and when you see me there, you may know me from some of my stuff. I wear I have different hats that I wear. I've got my Wear's Hunter hat.
Oh, that's great.
Standard MAGA. I think everybody knows that Epstein didn't kill himself. Stop the Steal, which I certainly was part of advocating. And this one I really like. It's make airports great again. And one thing I do is I go to airports and I page people. Like I've paged Let's Go Brandon. I've paged Kyle, Free Kyle. I've paged Fight for Trump. I've paged Trump won, it. So I've got a whole bunch of pages. I paged Recall Newsom in the airport once too. So it goes over the pages. I like to have fun in airports, just kind of ribbing people.
So he's not telling you should do that, but if you do want to do that, now you can get away with it because he's done it at airports around town. So he also has the Let's Go Brandon hat. We love that chant.
Yeah.
So let's go, Brandon.
And I got this paged in the airport in Chicago O'Hare over all terminals,
He is a clever man, so we want to see how that works. Maybe you could do a YouTube how-to video.
Well, I don't want to give away all my secrets, but humor.
Could you imagine if we got everybody in the airports all over the nation by mid-year to be doing that with pages?
It
You could
could
start a whole movement.
It could happen.
It could be an airport
It
movement.
could happen.
We can bring it back around. Well, thanks again. We
You're very
love
welcome.
having you. So nice to meet you.
You're very welcome.
Thanks for the time.
Absolutely. Take care.
Thank you.